Hi boys and girls, we're going to take a look at a couple more examples of some ecosystem changes in a way very similar to what we did yesterday, but some other examples that we didn't look at yet. So again, we're going to be asking ourselves, with every ecosystem change that we look at, is this a slow or a quick ecosystem change? Remember, slow meaning that it takes maybe a year or longer, and quick meaning that it's much quicker than that, maybe a week, a couple days, or almost immediately. And then also, is this an ecosystem change caused by humans or by nature? We're also going to be thinking about how every ecosystem change that happens has both positive effects and negative effects. There's always something good that comes out of it, but there's always something bad that comes out of it also. So we kind of have to look at both sides. So the first one we're going to look at today is building a road. So if a new road is built in an area where a road did not exist at all before, we're thinking about, is that a slow or a quick ecosystem change? Now, it doesn't take necessarily years for a road to be built. It doesn't necessarily happen in a week also, but it is fairly quick. So a road, we're going to say, is a fairly quick ecosystem change. And then, is it caused by humans or by nature? Well, humans build roads, right? So this is an ecosystem change caused by humans. So what are some positive, good effects that come from a road being built? So if we think about it, the good effects are really for the humans. That's why we build roads. It allows us to have a place to transport goods. It allows us to have a place to travel. It allows us to get from one place to another much easier when a new road is built in a place where it's needed. What are the negative effects, though? The negative effects are really more for the plants and the animals that were in that area. If a new road is built, the plants that were living there are usually uprooted, dug up to make way for the pavement and the blacktop that's poured down. And the animals that were living in that area don't have their homes anymore because the trees, the plants were usually their home. So the animals will either do one of two things. The animals will either die out, or they're going to have to migrate. To migrate means to move to a different location. So when an ecosystem is changed, those are really the two effects that can happen. The animals that were living there either die out or they migrate to a new location. So the negative effect for the road is really going to the animals. All right, another ecosystem change that can happen is damming a river. So if a river is blocked or dammed up, that changes that river, it changes the way the river flows, and it changes that ecosystem. So again, we're thinking, is this a slow or a quick ecosystem change? Generally, this is a fairly quick ecosystem change. This isn't something that has to take a long, long time. However, some dams that are built by humans, like the Hoover Dam, which is very, very large, would be more of a slow change because that's such a large one that it took much longer. If we're thinking about dams that are built by beavers, those are much quicker. So when we get down to this bottom question, is the dam caused by humans or by nature? Really, it can be both. There are dams that are built to block rivers that are made by humans, again, like the Hoover Dam, which is out close by the Grand Canyon, or there are dams that are built by nature, built by beavers and animals to kind of block the flow of the water naturally. So that can be both. Now let's think about both positive and negative effects of damming a river. So a positive effect could be that the water source can be diverted to a different location. Sometimes humans do that on purpose to cause the water to go to a nearby town or a city and to be able to generate electricity in that kind of waterway as well. A negative effect can be that, again, for the plants and animals, that water that they maybe used to rely on is going in a different direction and isn't going where they need it anymore. So it can have a negative effect on those plants and animals. So when we think about damming a river, again, it can have both positive and negative ecosystem effects. The next one that we're going to take a look at is a disease that's killing a certain animal population. So maybe this is like a new kind of bacteria or a new fungus that's growing on a plant or a species of trees. It could be like the emerald ash borer that we studied, where it kind of wasn't necessarily a disease, but it kind of worked as a disease on the ash trees. So is this a slow or a quick ecosystem change? And really, this is a slower one. The disease takes over slowly. It takes a long time to get it under control, and it harms the plants or the animals kind of slowly over time, not everybody or every plant all at once. So even the emerald ash borer has been a slow progression over time to infect the ash trees. Then the next question, is it caused by humans or by nature? And if it's a disease that's affecting the animal population, then that's just a natural kind of thing. Diseases, unfortunately, are part of nature. And so this is something caused by nature. So again, there are both positive and negative effects of this. The positive effect is really just for the disease itself. The disease is getting fed. Not really a positive for us at all in that case. The negative effect is that for that animal population, whatever animal population is being died out or killed out, it's a big negative effect for that population, and also for any other species of animal that relies on that population for their survival. It's going to directly affect and impact them as well. So again, we can think about how these ecosystem changes have both positive effects and negative effects.